அனைவருக்கும் இனிய காலை வணக்கம். நமது அண்ணா நூற்றாண்டு உலகத்தில் நடைபெறும் அண்ணா ஏஐ கிளப் நிகழ்ச்சியில் கலந்து கொண்டுள்ள டாக்டர் சுந்தரராமன் சிந்தாமணி ஐயா அவர்களையும் நிகழ்வு பங்கு கொண்டுள்ளவர்கள் அனைவருக்கும் அன்போடு வரவேற்று வருகின்றோம். இன்றைய சிறப்பு அழைப்பாளர்களை வரவேற்று நமது அன்பில் வெளிப்பாட இணைப்பரிசு வழங்கின நமது அண்ணா நூற்றாண்டு நூலகத்தின் நூலகர் மற்றும் தமிழ் அலுவலர் சதீஷ் அவர்களை அன்போடு அழைக்கின்றோம். டாக்டர் சுந்தரராமன் சிந்தாமணி அவர்கள் பெட்ரோலிய சுத்திகரிப்பு, தகவல் தொழில்நுட்ப ஆலோசனை மற்றும் நிறுவன பயிற்சி உள்ளிட்ட பல்வேறு துறைகளில் 40 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு மேலான அனுபவத்தை கொண்டவர். அவர் 2 முறைக்கு மேலாக புகழ்பெற்ற போஸ்ட் மாஸ்டர் பட்டம் பெற்றவர். பிசினஸ் ஸ்டோரி ஆலோசனை நிறுவனங்களில் டிஜிட்டல் மாற்றம் மற்றும் மாற்ற மேலாண்மையில் நிபுணத்துவம் பெற்றுள்ளார். பாரம்பரிய குறியீட்டு பின்னணி இல்லாமலேயே பார்வையாளர்களை ஈடுபடுத்தும் கருவிகள், கர்நாடக இசைக்கான கற்றல் தளங்கள், நிகழ்வு மேலாண்மை அமைப்புகள் உட்பட பல ஏஐ இயங்கும் பயன்பாடுகளை உருவாக்கியுள்ளார். அவரது பயிற்சி வாடிக்கையாளர்கள் இந்தியன் வங்கி, ஈக்குடாக்ஸ் வங்கி போன்ற முக்கிய இந்திய வங்கிகள், அதுடன் கல்வி நிறுவனங்கள் மற்றும் உற்பத்தி நிறுவனங்கள் அடங்கும். ஐயா அவர்களை வரவேற்று நிகழ்வில் செல்வோம். நன்றி.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Kalai Vanakkam. So happy to see hall almost filled with 50% in the Sunday morning. I am happy to speak on this particular topic. So before I get into my session, just I would like to know how many of you are from technology background, information technology background? Okay, very few. So good news for rest of you is today I am not going in depth about artificial intelligence or the algorithms kind of stuff. Today I am going to talk more about mindset. So to be prepared for the AI multiple purpose. But depending on our creativity, electricity we use it for running a motor or for screening a film or lighting a bulb. So it is all up to us. Electricity is widely used. So going forward, so it's the same way like electricity, computer technology has been used for multiple applications. Going forward, AI is going to help us. I think AI has almost, it is not a buzzword, it is not a new word, so it has become a buzzword, and even common man, they are all aware. People who have started using Google, now everyone has got a ChatGPT app in their mobile, and then they ask for specific questions. So now let me ask a question. So I am not going to ask you to put your, definitely you can put your mobile phone in silent mode, but I am expecting you to frequently use it. Yes, you have to use it. What you have to do is take out your mobile and scan this code and answer this question. When you hear AI era, what is the first word that comes to your mind? So a lot of screens are there, so you don't have to, if it is not, this screen is not visible, you can just turn around and take that LED screen. So if you want, you can also go near the screen. So your responses will get updated on the screen. Yes, so it is working fine. I think at least only one person has already entered ChatGPT. Whatever that comes to your mind. So there is no right or wrong answer. Just to understand the context. How many of you are familiar with the buzzwords? We have around 25 to 30 people. We need quick response from all of you. So far only 2 people have answered. Robotic world, Sam Altman. Okay. So the moment the same word is picked by another person, the font size will go up. So that is the power of word cloud. So let us see whether we are getting repetitive responses. So otherwise we will have all unique responses. Perplexity, yes. Arvind Srinivas, superb. Yeah, you can write people name or technology name or whatever that comes to your mind. ChatGPT, I think more people have answered ChatGPT. So that is the reason the font size has gone up. Get ready for it. Elon Musk, transformation, Grok, superb. Yeah, make it fast. We just received 12 responses. (16, 17), awesome. So this is just to warm up this session as well, try to understand your understanding about AA. So shall we move on? Right. So let's also try to understand the numbers, industry trends. The industry trend, so most of us, we have heard about all the negative aspect. TCS has fired so many people, Cognizant has fired so many people, all because of AI. Yes, there will be a fact, and at the same time, so we should also see the reality, right? So one on the job, how people are engaged or how people are moved out of organization. So that may be a bitter truth, but at the same time, what is happening, we have to, whether you are from IT industry or not, we need to understand. So number one is 50% of the workforce skills become obsolete every 5 years. World Economic Forum has said that your technologies or whatever your expertise on certain tools, 50% of them will become obsolete, right? For example, earlier we used to have dedicated designers, so prepare PowerPoint. But today, after Canva has come out with so many, especially if you are having a paid version of Canva, so you have multiple options. Just you have to pick the right template, that's it. You don't have to design, change the color, etc. So depending on the context, depending on what you want, you can pick a template and then just plug in the content. That's all. So that is called the democratizing of designing. So that is the tagline of Canva. So today, slowly, every such expertise is being democratized. Anyone can do whatever they want. So that is the reason 50% of the skills will become obsolete. காலம் மாறி அந்த தொழிலே இல்லாமல் போயிடும், அந்த ஸ்கில்லே தேவையே இல்லாமல் போயிடும். And 30% of the current work hours could be automated by 2030. So 2030 is not very far. We are already in 2025. Within 5 years, 30% of current work hours, whatever you are doing, everything will be automated. You means whatever organizations are doing, that will get automated. And 60% of the executives in a corporate world, they say AI is going to bring new urgency to reinvention. So all the top leaders say that one is adoption of AI technology. Second, very, very important concept is reinvention. People have to start thinking totally different. So the business model, right? So all of us remember whenever we talk about camera, right? How Kodak failed when they have not adopted to the digital camera. Same for the cassettes. Audio cassettes, then MP3 came, that cassette industry wiped out. So those are all 20-30-year-old stories. But today, in the last 2 years, things are moving very, very fast. So every one of us, we should be aware. So that is the reason this is not limited to a specific group of people, only people with IT organization. Everyone is welcome to attend this session, right? So the uncomfortable or very bitter truth is 9% are true inventors. In corporate organization, only 9%, single digit number, are true inventors. So they think how the business process can be modified, or how new technology can be brought in, or how a new customer can be brought in, or how a new market can be opened up. So the remaining all others, 91%, they are all watching, right? Like Thiruvirala Kanam Pona Koyanda Mari, Paparapan Udi Pathirukkom. So many things are happening, right? It is not the fault of us, it is because of the speed in which the transformation is happening, right? I am not even talking about people who are not working in IT technology. Even people who are working in IT world, they are little clueless. They are watching, waiting and experimenting. They try to do small POCs kind of stuff. They are doing it, but not up to speed, or sleeping. They are not even aware of what is happening. They are not even doing what they are aware of it. So one of the biggest transformation in history in the recent times. Okay, so now today I am going to tell a lot of stories and metaphors, right? So I think that will make you interesting, and you can also contribute. If you want, you can stop me and you can share your story at any point of time, right? My neighbor had a small boy called Ashwin. So this Ashwin, someone has gifted him a teddy bear. I think all of us are familiar with teddy bear. When you travel in the highway, people put up a different kind of teddy bears, and they are quite fascination for all young kids. So specifically the kids, so 2 years, 3 years, they always hold the teddy bear. And Ashwin used to carry the teddy bear even while going for bathroom. So his parents used to shout, Arjun, Ashwin, you have to drop the teddy bear, not in bathroom. And now you have to eat your food. So this was the kind of conversation going on, and which we will be overhearing because it is not soundproof house. But when Ashwin became 4 years old, then he changed. He knows when to play with the teddy bear and when to leave it, when to drop it, right? So dropping your teddy bear is very vital, because otherwise you will not be able to focus on. But if you see in our life, the same metaphor or analogy can be seen even in our adult's life. So as an adult, all of us, we hold some teddy bear, right? Including me, I have done that. For example, I have a concept called, I came to Chennai, my native place is Mettupalayam near Coimbatore, but I came to Chennai in 82. So I am very much settled here. But whenever someone talks to me about other city, I can never think of relocating. So Chennai is my place. I can never think of leaving Chennai. So metaphorically, Chennai was my teddy bear. And while I was working, I got an opportunity to work in one of the top 5 IT companies. But the caveat or the flip side of it, my posting was in Hyderabad. And I said, I am not going to accept it. And when I was talking to some of my mentors, they said that, no, you have to go. No, see here, my children are school going. I am already 40. How can I go and establish myself at Hyderabad? And Hyderabad, you have to survive with only Hindi or Urdu or Telugu. I never know anything beyond English and Tamil. They said, no, you have to go. My mentor strongly said, you have to go. Main thing is you are getting 30% hike, and you are also getting into a totally a different kind of organization. But when I went there, I could mingle with people, and I was staying like a bachelor after 40 years, right? So every week I used to come. And at that time, this Decon Air was there. So I wanted to come only once in a month, but by Thursday I'll get tempted, and then I'll go and book a ticket and leave on Friday evening. And before, my wife was also working in IT. She was working in Siriseri. From Siriseri, she has to travel to Arebra. By that time, I will reach from Hyderabad to Chennai. I will call her, I have reached Chennai, how about you? But that short stint of coming out of my comfort zone, that helped me a lot. So I was, this organization had almost 1 lakh employees, and I got wide exposure. I got opportunity to go abroad, mingle with all top Fortune 500 customers like British Petroleum, Chevron, Exxon Mobil, etc., etc. And I stayed there for 3 months, and then after that, after establishing my credentials, I could get a transfer to Chennai. So for some of us, a city that you won't leave, and sometimes you have some skills. For example, those days, people who have worked in COBOL, they'll continue to work on COBOL. COBOL is my forte. I'll never switch on to something else. Or they will say, I am going to be a designer. I am not doing anything. I am a tester. Right? So all these are all only trying to help to solve one of the customer problem. So these are all only tools or technologies or business process. So my boss used to say, so I was part of an IT organization where we were supporting energy customers, oil and gas and power sector. Whenever he comes to Chennai, he will say that he will call a person, he will ask their introduction. What are you, Raghu? Sir, I am a .NET developer, Java.NET developer, working for last 3 years. Then he will give an address to the entire audience. Say, don't say that you are working as a Java.NET developer. You say that I am trying to build an application for one of the leading Fortune 500 oil and gas company called British Petroleum, and I am trying to come out with a customer portal using .NET. So the tool should be the last phrase. The tool can become obsolete, right? But what are you projecting yourself for pushing? That is the number one. Second one, a skill you don't want to update, a job title you always want to cling to, right? I'll share some more examples of about how I switched my jobs, etc. Have you ever felt that way? So you are holding on something, but you never want to come out of the comfort zone. So comfort zone, coming out of comfort zone, you all be familiar with the phrases. But today I want to introduce about dropping the teddy bear. So when do you want to drop the teddy bear? That is what we are going to discuss. This is very, very essential mindset to get into the AI world. Okay. So today when we talk about AI, there are so many unlimited resources are there. Even today this session is getting recorded or people are watching YouTube, and like this so many YouTube videos are there, and Accenture, all the KPMG kind of consultants, they come out with white papers which run into 30 pages. You will really not have time to read all this. So even I have downloaded so many white papers, but I don't have time to go through all of them. Probably you have to give it to ChatGPT and ask it to give a summary. Have you done that? Yes. Right? We don't have time to do that. Or still people are accumulating knowledge. People want to sign up for some courses and to do all that. So we are always in the knowledge gathering phase. So forget about AI. Even any other session, the moment the speaker gives a pass or when he concludes, immediately person will say, will you share the PPT? Have you seen that question? Will you share the PPT? As if they are going to read that, so the moment they go home. No way, I can guarantee. So similarly, we also buy books. So I think Chennai is the place where people buy books like anything. But how many of us consume that? Even I used to do that. Whenever Chennai Fair happens, I used to buy at least 20 books. But last 5 years, I stopped doing it. So I have taken a promise saying that I will read a book, I will give either audio review or video review and put it in my YouTube channel and then donate that book to someone else. Then only I will buy another book. Right? So that knowing is one axis and another axis is actually delivery. So the moment you will learn some new technologies, how are you going to apply it? That is going to matter a lot. So on that front, I have come out with a matrix. So the matrix has got 4 quadrants. So the first quadrant is reinventor, high action. So these kind of people, the 9% I mentioned, right? They know what is happening and they also do that. They try to implement. They are all reinventors. And the second one is, this is x-axis, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Some people, they are high action, but they are low, high. And the spectators, so the spectators, low action, high AA. So they know more, but they don't act fast. And this category is sleeper, low action, low AA. Right? So difficult to explain. So instead of that, right now you can take again your mobile and then get into a survey. So this survey will tell you where you are lying. So be honest to answer the questions. And it is nothing, there is no right, wrong and kind of answers. You need to understand where you are there. Unless you know where you are there, so it is difficult to take up the journey. Yes. Now you can take scan the QR code. This is a new QR code and answer the questions quickly. So even if you by mistake if you are typing something, it's okay. Oh, I think this is a poll. Is it a poll or is it a survey? Poll, okay. So before that, then once again I'll explain. So we will do this, we will scan, we will use the, metrics later. But right now, as per your understanding, you just decide whether you are a sleeper or already you are making progress like a reinventor or you are spectator. So just to take an assessment, we will come back and then do it little more. Any questions so far? Are we going in the right direction? All of you scanned? I think we have got 13 responses, out of which only 2 people have mentioned that they are already in the reinvention zone. And 7 people have mentioned that they are in the spectator zone, and explorer 7. So unfortunately the other option is not shown here. So we have to subtract 2, 10, 18. Only one person I think he has mentioned that he is a sleeper, right? So that is the count. We will get back to this little later. Okay, yeah, we are getting into. So now you have made already, you have declared, but now we are going to do the actual exercise. So this is how the quadrant will look like. So the quadrant, and again nothing wrong. Even in fact, I was in this category 6 months or 7 months back. I was in the lowest category, which is not an ideal case in today's AI era. Ideally, you are supposed to go here, goal. Either you can move from here to here, or you can move from here to here. That means you can accumulate knowledge, and after that put your hands on make your hands dirty and then do that, or you start doing something and parallelly you learn. So ultimate goal should be that green topmost corner. So again, scan this QR code. I think there will be 20 questions. So you answer the questions, rate yourself, then you will be able to find out, and then you can also send it to your WhatsApp. So at least as on date, and you can also save the URL. So use this URL, and then do this after 2 weeks or 1 month. So so the moment you start retaking the assessment, your path will be like this. So for example, as on April 1st, I was here, and then I moved here, and then moved here. So this is a maturity model I have come out with, and very first time I am introducing to an audience. All of you are able to get the questionnaire? Sir, you? Are you able to get question? So they are all basic simple questions, nothing technical. So whether you have tried to go beyond ChatGPT, or whether you are able to read some articles related to AI. I think many of you are members of AI Club of Anna Centenary Library. So by becoming a group member, probably some of you would have already attended some events and grasped some concepts, etc. So accordingly you answer, then you will be able to get some points. Okay. Okay. So now, based on the survey you have taken, now we answer the poll. For that you need QR code, right? Sorry, that QR code, whatever poll you may have to retake, yeah, now you can answer. Now you can answer. So after doing this exercise, now you can answer whether you are in so the system would have already told you whether you are a sleeper or a spectator or reinventor. So take that poll once again, and now tell me, concepts period doubts and then you can stop me and ask. So I am only talking in for common man audience. I am not talking about technology really. Yes. Now this will be the perfect response because you have already taken up the assessment. So previously your gut feeling said so, but now after answering all the 20 questions, now you are going to give the responses. 2 or 3 people, they are moved into reinventor, and 1 in spectator, 2 people are in explorer zone. So only 8 responses have come. We are around more than 30 people have here. Can we make it fast? So while you are responding, let me move on. Right. How many of you go to a restaurant and take fruit salads, or cafeteria and take fruit salads, or prepare fruit salads at home? Yes, yes. Okay. So while you are preparing fruit salad, no, you put a mango, banana, muskmelon, grapes, etc., etc. But have you ever tried to put tomato there? Tomato? Why? Has anyone told you not to put tomato? Why you are not putting tomato? So it is also a fruit, right? So tomato green one is basically vegetable. The moment it ripens, it is also a tomato. Tomato juice also we are taking. But why we are not putting tomato in fruit salad? Because our intuition says this will not go well, right? No one has told us. No one has told. In fact, if you go to Google or ChatGPT and ask whether tomato is a fruit or vegetable, there are multiple kind of responses are there. One set of people argue that it is a vegetable. One set of people, they argue it as a fruit. But still no one has told us, but still we feel that this. So that is why this is a very popular quote. Knowing tomato is fruit is knowledge, but not to put it in fruit salad is wisdom. So what are the Tamil equivalent words for knowledge and wisdom? Knowledge க்கு என்ன சொல்லலாம் தமிழ்ல? அறிவு, okay. Wisdom? Brilliant. ஞானம். So wisdom கிடைக்கிறதுக்கு ஞானம் கிடைக்கிறதுக்கு படிச்சிருக்கணுமா? Sorry? படிக்கணும்னு அவசியம் கிடையாது. படிச்சிருக்கனால ஞானம் வராதுன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. Sometimes we try to undermine people who have done studies, right? Especially when you invite a cine actor for a keynote speaker, he will say, I used to sit in the last bench. Don't worry, you will get a wonderful future. அதை படிக்கிறவங்கலாம் மட்டாங்கிற மாதிரி ஃபஸ்ட்டு பெஞ்சில் உட்காரவன் ஃபஸ்ட் ரேங்க் வாங்குறவங்களாம் மட்டாங்கிற மாதிரி தே வில் ஸ்டார்ட் ப்ரொஜெக்டிங், ரைட்? ஐ எம் நாட் சேயிங் தட். ஸோ ஞானம் வர்றதுக்கு நீங்கள் படிச்சிருக்கணும்னு அவசியம் கிடையாது. பட் படித்ததுனால ஞானம் வரலன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. ஸோ இட் இஸ் அ ஸ்பெஷல் டேலண்ட் ஞானம். ஸோ அது ஞானம் இருக்கிறவங்க தக்காளியை ஃப்ரூட் சாலட்டில் போட மாட்டாங்க. ஸோ இதுக்கு யாராவது உங்களுக்கு ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்ல முடியுமா? ஹவு நாலேஜ் அண்ட் விஸ்டம் தே ஆர் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் உங்கள் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸில்? அதாவது நான் ஒரு குவிக் இது சொல்லிடுறேன். blindly applying some rules and regulations, they are all knowledge, because this is what standard operating procedure says. This is what a circular from head office says. I am going to do that. So I will not do that. So many government officers, they do, right? They don't apply wisdom. ஏதாவது எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் இருக்கா? Like don't give high level, your example. இல்லை don't try to define. The example சொல்லுங்க. எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஏதாவது பர்சனல் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் சொல்லுங்க.
சில அப்ளிகேஷன் போடுற போது சில ஃபார்ம்ஸ் படித்து பார்த்தோம்னா அது டோன்ட் மேக் எனி சென்ஸ். இருந்தாலும் அந்த ஃபார்ம் இல்லைன்னா உங்களுக்கு அந்த ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஆஃப் வாட் எவர் யூ ஹேவ் வில் நாட் ஹேப்பன். அப்சல்யூட்லி. தெரிஞ்சுட்டு வேற வழியெல்லாம் கேட்குறாங்க, இதுதான் சைன் பண்ணணும்னா சைன் பண்ணி கொடுத்தாச்சு, ஆக்ஷன் காட் ஓவர். ஆமாம், ஐ காட் தி ரிசல்ட் ஐ வாண்ட்.
Exactly. Most of the government organizations, they have that kind of people, no? People who have a rigid mindset saying, this is what my boss said. This is the standard protocol. I will not deviate, otherwise someone will question me. So only people who try to deviate and overtake, they will go up in ladder, because they are all risk takers. So same people, 30 people would have joined an organization, but only one person after 20 years will become GM. So if you see his path, he would have taken every time, no? He was not waiting for approval from higher ups. He will automatically take ownership and responsibility. So I will give a practical example. Similar stories you would have heard. My mother was a teacher and she was getting pension, service pension for her service. My father was also a headmaster, and since he passed away a long time back, his pension was given to my mother as a service, what is that, life pension or something like that, family pension. So one is family pension and a life pension, and these pensioners every year they have to give a something called life certificate. So today some kind of automation has happened, but otherwise you have to go to the office, put a signature there, and they also take a webcam, they take a picture. So those days, for some 10 years back, those kind of technologies were not there. You have to go to a gazetted officer, in a prescribed form you have to get a life certificate and send it, or you have to visit the office. So since we could not visit the office, one of my relatives was a gazetted officer, and we have sent a life certificate to that particular office through registered poster, and all of a sudden one of the pensions didn't come. Passbook entry, family service pension was coming, but family pension was not coming. And when we went there and I asked, they said, no ma'am, you are not given life certificate. No, on this particular day I have sent a life certificate, and I have a proof, I have taken all the pictures or noted down. So she showed all the proof. But he said, no, you gave life certificate only for yourself, for service pension. You are not given life certificate for family pension. And we were sitting in front of him, but still he was insisting that one more life certificate has to be given. So this is a classic example where people are trying to apply knowledge but not wisdom. Like that, so many cases are there. So for example, here, knowledge, knowing about ChatGPT, knowing is again knowing and doing, some difference. Wisdom is using it to solve real world problems. Knowledge, bookmarking 50 AI articles, but wisdom is trying to apply that and then solve some problem. So how many of you know music, little bit of music? I am not going to in depth about music, I am going to talk about personality. Carnatic music? Anyone? Okay. So still you can listen to this story. So I think most of you know Sadhguru Tyagarajar or Tyagaya. So I think films were also taken. Tyagaraja Kriti, Pancharatna Kriti, Aradhani, all that you are familiar. There are three trinities. Sangeeta Mummurtigal, Sadhguru Tyagarajar, Muthuswami Dikshidhar and Syama Shastrigal. These all three legends, they were all living almost 200 years back, 250 years or 200 years back, and they were making a lot of Marumalarchi in the Carnatic field. So of course some of the, not all were in Tamil, some of them were Telugu or Sanskrit, but they had lot of devotees or Shishya Parampara, and they were able to propagate Carnatic music. So even today if you go to any Carnatic concert, mostly these three people songs are majority. Then recent times many people started singing Bharatiyar songs or Papanasan Sivan songs, kind of stuff. So today I want to talk about this gentleman called Muthuswami Dikshidhar, who lived 250 years back, and his native place, like Tyagaraja, it was near Tanjavur, called Thiruvayaru. And from Thiruvayaru he was invited to Chennai, and there was a person called Manali Muthukrishna Mudaliyar who invited them, he and his brothers, and he started patronizing. So Manali Muthukrishna Mudaliyar was like a Jamindar. So he started patronizing them, trying to give them help so that he is a lover of arts. And then I think they were all, everyone was staying in Manali or somewhere near Paris Corner. So the time was almost 250 years ago. And at the time British rule was there. So British people, the British army in St. George Fort, whenever the military people to entertain them, they have a separate music band. So this music band will be playing, and we don't have any proof, but it is assumed that Muthukrishna Mudali took this Muthuswami Dikshidhar and his brother Baluswami Dikshidhar to St. George Fort, and they were all watching this, and they got goosebumps, right? My God, this music is also awesome. And immediately they started borrowing a violin, and then Baluswami Dikshidhar started playing violin. Violin is basically from which country? Any idea? It is not from India. Flute may be India, Veena may be from India. Violin is from Italy. Italy is very popular, and of course all European companies started playing even 200, 300 years back. So immediately Dikshidhar started using it and started playing Carnatic music, and from that day onwards, in every kacheri, violin has become an integral part. So violin one side, another side, mridangam will be there, and if needed, some gadam or morsing, all that will be there. But violin is a must. So the rest of the instruments are, whether it is needed or not known. Today it has become 100% ingredient. The credit goes to this person. So his mindset was to, with open ears, open mind, right? It was a foreign instrument. Whatever he listened was an anthem for the king of United Kingdom. So God Save the King is the national anthem of UK. So immediately after listening to that song, immediately he tried to come out with the same another song towards praising our goddess. Right? So like this he started certain compositions which are called notuswarams. These notuswarams are not like Alai Paide Kanna or Taye Yashoda. So it will be slightly different genre. So if you hear any notuswaram, it will exactly look like English band. Almost 40 notuswarams he has brought out when 250 years back. And not only that, after being in Chennai, then a spiritual guru came and he took him to Kashi, which is known as Banaras or Varanasi. When he went there, again he stayed there for 5 years. 5 years he stayed there and started learning Hindustani music. Right? So those years, so people who are coming in a traditional family, even to leave their village is a crime. They are not even supposed to go out of their village. But Muthuswami Dikshidhar started from Travayar to Manali or Madras. From there he moved to Varanasi. Any idea which other Tamilian has gone to Varanasi?
Bharatiya.
Exactly. Bharatiya was there and then he stayed there, and that is the reason he has mentioned. So that is the reason today even the Kashi Tamil Sangam is happening. Right? A lot of 3 or 4 popular, so another person is Kumaraguru Swamigal or someone. So there are some 4 or 5 people, they had been in Kashi, and then all these people, they had open mind. They were not having closed mindset. And from there he moved on, Dikshidhar went on to Badrinath, then Kashmir. And yet another attribute of Dikshidhar was, whenever he went to a temple, he started singing in praise of that particular Lord. So if you see some of these kritis, they talk about the Ishvara Lingam, which is situated in Kashmir. Then some of the songs are about Banaras, right? So what is that, Banaras Amman, I forgot. So every Amman, they have a different, Annapurni, Vishwanathan and Annapurni. So the male deity is Vishwanath, female deity is Annapurni. So he has a very popular song, Annapurni. So every temple he visited, he tried to create something uniqueness. He was not like any other musical trinity or any other musicians. Right? Travel Varanasi, learn Hindustani music and learn. So in South India only Kalyani, Kambodi, Todi, these are all popular ragas. But he tried to understand Jujavanti and then tried to give a different name, Dujavanti. Then more such ragas. So some of the ragas which no one has composed, because he had the adoption mindset. So we want to go there and adopt the best. செட்டிடுவேர் எட்டு திங்கும் கலை செல்வங்கள் யாவும் இங்கு கொண்டு வந்து சேர்ப்பேர் இப்படின்னு பாரதியார் சொன்னார். அது மாதிரி எல்லாத்தையும் வந்து he tried to bring into his own genre. He never thought that this is different Hindustani, this is Hindi or Sanskrit. He tried to adapt it to or Sanskrit. Then he also visited some of the sthalams, very popular sthalams, and started compiling some. For example, he went to Nagapattinam and started singing 9 compositions. They are called Navavarna Kritis. So some special albums, Pancharatna Kriti, something like similar to that. He started composing set of kritis. That means he was also able to give a shape to madness, method to madness. So trying to give some systematic. So today I don't have to tell what are all these songs he said. I will simply say Navavarna Kriti means 9 songs are there. Panchabodha Kritis. So one song talks about air, one song talks about soil, one song talks about fire, like that. He tried to give that conceptualization. So abstraction and conceptualization are very, very essential tool, especially in AA. AA can do anything, but you have to conceptualize what you want, right? So today, when you want to develop something, so it is not that a customer will give you requirements and then you have to develop. So many things, if you want to make progress in AA, you have to assume what you want to deliver, and for that the abstraction mindset is essential. So I say that this mindset, Muthuswami Dikshidhar mindset, MD mindset. So all this I have written in my blog, in LinkedIn. I have a dedicated newsletter called Mindset. What is that? Previous. RMQ reinvention in the AA era. So I have come out with a newsletter. So just to go to LinkedIn and then you can sign up. So I have already released 5 newsletters. So if you want, you can subscribe to it. And whenever I release something, that will come into your mailbox. Okay, now we are going to talk something totally different. So I think all of us have taken these 2 sweets, right? Jalebi and jangri. Can someone tell the difference between jalebi and jangri? Huh?
One is having a sweet taste.
Sweet. Which one is?
Jangri is sweet and jalebi is sour.
Pulip, koncha slight. Okay, one. What else? Madam? Have you prepared?
One is yellowish color, other one is orange in color.
Okay, clue. Visual clue is there in the slide. Super. Rende. Apra?
ஜாங்கிரி கொஞ்சம் திக்காக இருக்கும், ஜிலேபி தின்னா இருக்கும். Related.
Okay, 3. Jalebi is? Sorry. Maida.
Beans,
Urad. Ulundu.
Ulunda.
4. Yes.
From South India.
What am I?
South India, North. Jalebi is from North India. That's
Yes, but today everything has become cosmopolitan, everything is available everywhere. But earlier, jalebi is from only north, Delhi, UP, jaggery is, yes ma'am, you said something.
Store for some days.
Okay, you can store it. Because of its preparation, the way it is prepared, and jalebi is crispy, and as he mentioned, it is slightly thin. It is more like a dry sweet, whereas jaggery is soggy, and then after 3 days, it will start. Why I am telling this? Actually, one of a conversation in our family conversations, all our cousins, relatives were all sitting. At the time, one Periyamma brought jalebi. Then someone said, jaggery is awesome. Immediately, no, jalebi. So immediately people started, everything same here. Jalebi, jaggery, only the name is different. Then immediately one of my uncles, he stood up and said, wait a minute. Don't worry, I will explain. Jalebi is yellow in color, jaggery is orange in color. Jalebi is made of maida, jaggery is made of urad dal. Jalebi is crispy, jaggery is soggy. Jalebi is, so like this, whatever, he started giving 6 or 7 differences. Immediately all of us stood and, uncle, you are the culinary guru. Actually, he has never gone into kitchen, but he was able to articulate the subtle difference between two similar products. The reason why I try to bring it here is, so in this AI world, you should know the subtle difference between closely looking items. So if you are able to do that, one is you get clarity, and others will also respect you as an expert. You don't have to write a LinkedIn article to become a thought leader. So if you are able to, even not even outside world or corporate world, even when children ask questions, if you are able to tell the difference, then people will start appreciating you. So for which you need to have a different kind of mindset. Now let me ask some more questions, something like jalebi and jaggery. Can someone tell me the difference between poison and venom? What is the difference? Suppose if child is coming after reading science book, do you know the difference? Yes, tell me.
Okay, so
I think he can educate elders. What is poison?
So basically, venom is that which comes from animals and which attacks us, whereas poison is man-made and now comes from
So what kind of animals? Venom?
snakes, ants, from the poisons.
Scorpion. Venom is, poison is?
Poison is man-made and it is we see.
Basically a chemical, and you have to consume to die. So I think he deserves a big round of applause. Give him a big round of applause. How many of you were having that kind of clarity? The difference between poison and venom before he tells the answer? Okay, what is the difference between purple and indigo? Purple and indigo. If no one is answering, I will give you a chance.
Indigo is a light bluish color.
Like the indigo
Light
logo,
bluish color.
indigo air logo, right?
Very, very light, almost like the sky's color. But purple is a mixture of crimson, red and fresh blue.
You are partially right, but I am not sure whether indigo is light blue. So let's hear from him. Tell.
Okay, so indigo is not sky blue. It is a kind of very dark color, but the difference is that it comes from a mixture of gray, dark gray, and sky blue. So thus we get this color. Whereas, as she told, purple is a
Mix of crimson and blue. So indigo is little darker, like indigo. Last 2 weeks, indigo air. So many news are coming, right? So the indigo logo is, I think it's of indigo color, if I am right. Right. Then a lot of other terms, right? Tornado, hurricane, cyclone. What is the difference?
speed.
Speed. Okay.
Where it originates.
Where means?
Which ocean? Geographically, which ocean?
You mean different continent or? Okay.
Starting from Bay of Bengal, we used to call it a cyclone. From calling it as Telugu.
Okay, I'm not sure. Yeah. Sir, you want to say? Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, it is from the country's basis. So, if it is in America, they call it a hurricane. In Japanese, they call it as typhoon. In India or some other Middle East Asian countries, we call it as cyclone. So, that is the difference. It is based on the countries.
Yes. There is also subtle difference actually, but mostly it is all depending on the where you use these terminologies. For example, even when you go to in India now, what is the back of the car we say to keep our luggage? Do you say boot really? Dicky. Eh? But when you go to Europe, we say trunk or boot. When you go to US, it is again boot or trunk. So you should know where to apply, and this clarity is essential. If you have absolute clarity, one is it gives you confidence, specifically closely looking items, right? So it is easier to tell the difference between yellow and green. It is easier to tell the difference between cyclone and rain. But closely looking or closely sounding words, if you are able to understand the difference, the distinguish also, we should also know so much of hype is happening, but what is the reality? Is it really making we need to go in depth and then understand. Otherwise, either you will say that A is going to, that's all, you will be totally negative mindset, or you will say, A is a big bus. Nothing is going to happen. It is all humbug. So you need to know this difference between whether A is hype or it is giving an opportunity. Okay. Right. So how many of you have seen this sports person picture? Wait a minute, yeah, I have to give opportunity for, yeah, go ahead. Who is he? Okay, what is so special about him? Why do we talk about him today?
While the other countries used a lot of equipments for shooting, such as the rifle, etc., this man came out money and
Yeah, he became, thank you, she has answered. Thank you so much. So he became a sensation because the way he looked like her. So normally in revolver shooting, you need to have a special dedicated goggles, and then you will wear a earmuff and then a jacket. See here, this guy has casually come in tea and then style. He has become so popular. So the reason he has become so popular because no fancy gear, no high-tech glasses, one hand. So sometimes people also use two hands. So see here, the one hand in pocket, and just skill and focus. Just he is so confident about his skill and focus. Again, this mindset we need to take in the AI era. We should be absolutely clear about our skill. We should be absolutely, it will not happen today. Honestly speaking, it may not be happening, but our drive should be towards. So many distractions will be there, but I am going to focus on this. I am going to leverage this to my domain knowledge. As on date, I am not a computer savvy person, but I am going to make a honest attempt in 2026. Within 3 months, I am going to make a change. So that kind of mindset there, then you will be casual. You will never be stressed. So whenever you do something with passion, you will never feel the stress. So I think all of us know how Modi ji works. And all of us also know how Kalaignar was working. Kalaignar used to get up at 4 a.m. and he will start writing article for Murasali, and then he will go to Kulithalai, Chellam, Mamba. Then we are all amazed with the people with such kind of hard work they put. It is all because of the passion. Whatever activity they do it with passion. That passion, focus, skill, they are all very much essential in the AI era. Okay. Now next another interesting anecdote. So have you seen this statue somewhere in Google? Not many of you would have seen it in person, but this kind of statue or this kind of statue?
Actually, this comes from the Greek mythology in Renaissance period, but I'm not sure what is exactly this statue, but I've come across it.
So this statue is called David. So David was a popular, I don't know, he is a Malyudha Veeran or some Veeran somewhere. And the sculpture was done by the very popular sculptor called Michelangelo. Michelangelo did that, and the sculpture became so popular. And once Michelangelo was invited by the Pope, and Pope asked a simple question: how did you do this? Because this sculpture was made out of marble, and everything was so realistic. It is a gigantic statue, but everything was so realistic, especially the muscles, veins, slight bones, six pack, everything was in it. And Michelangelo gave a very simple, very simple answer. He said that I simply removed everything other than David. So before the sculpture, it was a huge solid block, rectangular solid block, or a solid block with square cross section or cylindrical cross section. He could visualize what is the David, and he started removing it. Right? So sometimes you don't have to aim for whatever you want to achieve. You start doing, removing all unwanted stuff. For example, many people say that henceforth, if you want to increase your productivity, you should have a to-do list. So to-do list, and then at the end of the day, before going to bed, you start putting a tick mark. Audience will come a couple of pictures. So what was I saying? See, yeah, many people say that to-do list. So to-do list has become a cliched word. Yeah, I know. I'll take a pad and then write down or put a pocket diary. But once in a forum, I got a message saying that faculty was saying that you have to prepare a not to-do list. Not to-do list, and you have to follow it. For example, I have a busy schedule, but every week, I watch, every Saturday, Sunday, I spend 6 hours on Netflix. It is okay if you are a retired person and if you want to while away your time, it's okay. But you are a busy person, you are a project manager, you are also passionate to do something. But this Netflix is distracting me. Or today, what else? Big Boss. I think I am not demeaning any of these shows, but if you want to focus on certain things, you have to have a not to do list. So that is also essential in the AI era, because in the AI era, every day something is changing. I will show some statistics. Every day something is changing, and you have to not to afford to waste your precious time. Okay, we'll come back to comfort zone and obsession. We have a poll. Just to answer this. So which one you would like to, one teddy bear blocking your reinvention? You want to change, but it is not happening because I live in comfort zone, or I have an outdated skill. I do some skill which is not relevant, or I have fixed mindset. I am not open for any adoption like Muthuswami Dikshidhar. Just to answer your poll. Let's see the results. I am sorry that some of the responses are not appearing on the main screen, but 2 people have mentioned. Yeah. So if you are in comfort zone, what do people recommend? What do people recommend? Come out of comfort zone, but coming out of comfort zone is not possible. So normally they put a picture, right? One concentric circles will be there. You are in comfort zone, and non-comfort zone will be outer circle. You have to jump out of the circle. But it is all easy to hear, but difficult to follow, right? So I normally get up at 7 o'clock. That is my comfort zone. But someone is suggesting you have to get up at 5 o'clock. Not possible. So what we have to do is, we have to increase the boundary of the comfort zone slowly, right? So if I want to get up at 5 o'clock, I cannot do it overnight. So today I am getting up regularly at 7 o'clock. Next day morning, make an alarm at 6:45. 15 minutes is earlier, small nudge is possible. So then after 3-4 days, you make it 6:30. Then after that, 6:15, 6 o'clock. Slowly. So they are all called stacked habits. Similarly, if you want to go to bed, or if you want to have early dinner, so as on date, I take only dinner at 11 o'clock, but my doctor or my health coach has suggested to finish my dinner by 8 or maximum 8. So it can never happen, and your body will not get accustomed. So if you are taking dinner at 11 o'clock, make it 10:30. Then after a few days, 10 o'clock. So that's how you can do that. So that's how we can come out of comfort zone. 17 people have responded. So I think we have almost 30 people. Let's see. So I think many of you have voted saying that comfort zone is your pain problem as on date. Right? So after listening this session, will you think that you can come out, at least make honest attempt to come out of comfort zone? Yes or no? Yeah. So today, actually, to build a AI model, you don't have to be an technology expert, but you all require is open mindset and your domain knowledge. So the domain knowledge is going to play a vital role. Anyone having a domain knowledge, that is, you are not from IT industry, but you are part of another industry who have worked for 10 years or more. Where are you, sir? Where are you? IT. Okay. Any other?
Mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering. Automobile.
No, it's industrial.
Industry. Sir?
I used to be the automotive practitioner in Tech.
Okay. I forgot your name and I could not recognize.
We have never met, but I think we have seen each other.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you being here. Yeah, anyone else? Anyone as a domain expert having work? Yes, sir. Retailer. Robotic process, which is almost IT. But I am talking about the actual core engineering, like mechanical industry or banking industry. So these kind of knowledges, they are important. So today I also talk to a lot of startup companies. Startup companies are all done by a lot youngsters who have a very good understanding about the technologies. But what they lack is the domain knowledge. So they assume something and then come out with a product which is not accepted. And when you talk about successful startup, they are all only 1%. India has got more than 100 unicorn companies. What do we mean by unicorn companies? $1 billion market share is called a billionaire. But these 100 companies will be just 1%. Probably 99,900 companies would have failed. So the reason is they don't know how to actually address the industry problem. So they have to necessarily involve a subject matter expert. But again, the traditional manner, you need to have one potential customer, you need to have technology guy, and you need to have a domain expert. This is how the traditionally applications are built. But today the barriers are broken. If you are a domain expert, you can come out with your, because you know what the industry wants, you know the workflow, right? You said automotive. So you know from where the spare parts are procured and how they arrive the manufacturing plant just in time, and how the different parts are spray painted and then sent to car factory, and how they are assembled. You know complete life cycle of your manufacturing process, and you also know how much time it takes. But going forward, I want to reduce the time cycle. It is going to be, even if you are able to reduce the time cycle by 10%, it is going to be a huge savings for the customer. So now with AI, you can build applications. So earlier when I was part of the industry, now I have to always look for some budget. And then I have to tell them, I need one designer, I need one Java developer. And by the time the approval comes, by 3 months will get over. So from up, the boss will be asking, what are you doing? Are you sitting idle? What are you doing? You keep talking about solution, but you are not showing me anything concrete. No, boss, I am not getting approval. The same boss would not have given approval, but still he will be asking questions, and I am answerable. I have to do something. So today, Saturday, Sunday, I can go home and then build something and then show it on Monday. I will tell my personal experience. Okay? And the moment we talk about, at least 2-3 years back, when we talk about big data analytics, people were only talking about data sets. Data sets means huge volume of data, and how to take insights from the, for example, if we have a banking data set, how to infer insights from that. So that was the only use case, right? So only data, what is that, we slice and dice of the data. So that is the common phrase we use. But today you can develop something from scratch. You don't have to have some data analysis or data interpretation. You can think of something and you can start doing it. Okay, so in the last 2 months, so exactly 2 months back, I was standing in the bottommost queue of that quadrant. So I think all of you are familiar with the quadrant. I was here. Though I worked in an IT company, I was more like a subject matter expert. I come from oil and gas industry. I give only the domain inputs. I never get involved. So long time back, 25 years back, I did Fortran coding for operator training. I was exactly at this place 3 months back. 3 months back. So fortunately, my son is working in an IT company as a CTO, and he has also understood the power of AI, and he started installing a tool called Cloud Code. How many of you are familiar with the Cloud Code? Cloud Code is doing wonderful thing. So for last 3 months, I am totally addicted to it. Only for my walking, for my dining, and for rest of other activities I get out of it. And the moment I joined, initially I started with a small package called $20 per month. So this biggest disadvantage of $20 per month was, so based on your subscription, the amount of, so here everything is meant in terms of tokens. When you make a query, so I think all of you are familiar with the prompt, right? So ChatGPT, you are asking a prompt. So for every prompt, or when you are asking the tool to build a code, it consumes some tokens, 1,000 tokens or something like that, and we don't know how much tokens are reserved, and all of a sudden it will say that only after 5 hours you can log in. So you have to wait for, I don't know, randomly it will say. So because AI, this Cloud Code is owned by a company called Anthropic. So Anthropic says that they want to give opportunity for everyone, and that's why they ration the timing. So all of a sudden 10 o'clock it will say, it will stop working and say they come and log in at 4 p.m. or 6 p.m. So, and again it was not structured every day 10 o'clock, nothing like that. So it does run. So even planning of my job was a little tough. Then my son cautioned me saying that definitely seeing your interest, I think you are going to sign up for the next package. Then I signed up for $200 per month package. So now it is totally unlimited. It is, and earlier the previous package, by Thursday it will say that your weekend quota, week quota is over. So first week it said Saturday, it's Friday evening it said your week quota was over. And I started using a lot of experiments, and by Thursday morning itself we say the week quota is over. Then you can only log in by Monday morning 11:30. Oh my God! So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it was almost like waiting for your lover. Right? If your lover has not turned up, so that was the kind of plight. I can confidently say because I did love marriage. So it was so painful to wait till 10:30 a.m. on Monday morning. So then I took the $200 per package. Now it is unlimited, and only for daily doing my regular course I get out of my system. Otherwise I keep on doing it, and it also allows multiple terminals. You can do multiple projects at the same time. While something is processing, then you can give a new spec for something like that. Yeah, so I built some of the stuff like, so I have a very deep interest in Carnatic music, but unfortunately right now I am 63. So far I have never formally learnt music, but I wanted to learn music, but whenever I go to some music class, either the teacher will get married to someone or some kind of obstacle used to come. Then I understood the basic concepts. Now I have come out with an application called Isai Pro. So it can teach you Sarali Varsai, Jandai Varsai, all the basics or Carnatic music, they are called Balapadam. So the Balapadam it can teach without any assistance. It is all done by my app, and it can go on with a single speed, 2 speed, 3 speed. So normally, Sarigama Padani Sasani da Pamagaris. So if you sing it fast, then it is called third speed or something. So it can tutor, and along with that you can do that, and endlessly you can do it. Now, normally this practice is only done in raga called Maya Malagole, but my app can do that for 72 Melagatta ragas. 72 major ragas are there. All other ragas are derived from that, which are called Janya ragas. These Melagatas, 72 Melagatta ragas, and a lot of tutorials I have put, and all the tutorials It can speak in English, Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannadam, Sanskrit, Hindi, Sanskrit, 7 languages. And then so far you have attempted what is that polls, word cloud, you took QR code. So they are all from trainers like me used to subscribe to a company called Minty.com. Have you heard about it? Minty.com. Kogut, have you heard? You have to subscribe. You have to subscribe to it. And it gives you only free attempt only for 3 times in a month or something like that. So now I know how the word cloud is working. I know how a poll is working. I gave all the prompts to this, and the Presto is application is audience engagement. Whatever you have experienced, it is all done by me. So I don't have any dependency on others. And everything is through prompting, no coding. So that is the beautiful part. I have not done any coding. Only thing it will ask you to, sometimes you may have to integrate with some third party tools like Google Firebase or GitHub. So all that it will prompt. So it will say, I don't know, it will say that you go and publish it in Google Firebase and then configure it. I will say, I don't know. So then it will give a link, open it. Then I don't know anything. I will just take a screenshot and then put it here. So this is what I am seeing. You just guide me. Please navigate me. You say, go to left corner and click that button. And whenever I get error, again I don't have to explain it. I will take a picture and then put it here, and then it will say, this is the error. Okay, let me fix it. Then Pro Speaker, Just Track. These are all some of the applications. Very recently, day before yesterday, I launched one app. So this is for Chennai Carnatic music season, December. So December is popular month for Chennai. Any guess how many concerts are happening in Chennai? Concerts are the Kacheris, Music Academy, Nardhan Sabha. So it starts from November 1st and it goes up to Jan 28th. And 3001 concerts are happening. 3001 concerts. And 50 sabhas are there, like Music Academy, Nardhan Sabha, Rasikaranjani Sabha. So I wanted to consolidate all of them and then put it in a portal. Many people are doing it, but they are all doing it in a traditional manner. So they try to give it to a designer and ask them to put the schedules. And mostly if you go there, you click and Music Academy, it will take you to Music Academy site, or it will show a PDF. But what I have done is, I have downloaded all the images, and even the Hindu, the December 1st, it brings out a supplement. I took the entire e-paper, taken it, scanned it, and then put it in my system and asked it to the system to go through each sabha, and each sabha, they don't have standard format. One sabha put it in PNG format, one put it in JPEG, one put in PDF, one in HTML. So a classic example of the big data, right? You get a variety of formats. And if I have to employ a person, manually it is possible, but it will take couple of weeks, at least 5 weeks. I asked ChatGPT to develop this in conventional method, how much time it will take? It says 5 to 6 weeks easily. But I could do it in 11 days. So the 11 days also mainly because of the data quality issues. For example, Kunnakudi Balamurali Krishna, someone would have mentioned Kunnakudi, the end will be ending with Y. Someone would have mentioned Kunnakudi ending with I. So this system will treat them as 2 different identities. I will say consolidate and merge it. So this is where I spend most of the time. Otherwise, basic designing took less time. So these are some of the hands-on experience in the last 3 months. So that is the reason I try to reposition myself. For last 6 years, I have been a trainer, corporate trainer. My signature theme was about design thinking. And the last 2 years, I was talking about business storytelling. But after getting exposed to AI, I totally dumped all of them. And I call myself as reinvention catalyst in the AI era. So now I know the demand and I know the market value of this particular topic. And I could also confidently speak on it just to 2 months of experience. Of course, all my previous experience is helpful in processing it properly, but the last 3 months was totally a transformational experience for me. Okay, so one more aspect of this is called, you can make a note and then Google it later, FERMI, Fermi. Fermi is a method of doing calculations. For example, whenever I go as a jury in a hackathon, the students say that I want to develop an app to create financial awareness. Then I'll ask them how many customers, how many potential customers, and how much revenue you are going to get. So these students, so I'm not blaming them. That is how they are all. The moment app development, they only focus only on technology aspect. But as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you should focus outside the technology. You should know who is going to be your target customer, how many of them will go for a subscription model, how many of them will go for one-time payment, and who is going to market it, who is going to sell it. Marketing, sales are two different. Who will be your CTO or who will be your CFO. You should, as a team, you can do it, but today even as an individual you can do it, but you should have absolute clarity about numbers. Earlier in corporate world, most of the time across the board, people ask, boss, for this project, give me your ballpark. Have you heard the term ballpark? Ballpark. Yeah, ballpark number. So ballpark is basically, the term came from some sports. So maybe rugby or I don't know. So ballpark means how far it can go. So you are making an estimate how far it is going. So the ball has traveled 100 meters or 500 meters. By your gut feeling you are saying. So that word is very frequently used in corporate world, saying that what is the ballpark estimate. So to develop this application, what is the ballpark? So if you are a very seasoned program manager, you can tell, sir, design development 5 days, data hosting 5 days, then user interface, all that, you will sum it up. But for me is a method, it gives a structured way of doing this, and you can always do assumptions. So these assumptions can be validated by a subject matter expert later, and the numbers will change. But whatever number you are arriving, that is based on some calculations. For example, I took one use case. I had a personal problem and then I tried to come out with it. So I think all of you would be investing in fixed deposits, right? So these fixed deposits, bank come out with some fancy schemes, right? 7.5% interest for 777 days, 6.5 interest for 500 days. So the problem with all the packages, randomly in a month you will get 3 interest coming from 3 different fixed deposits on 1 month. Next month nothing will come. Have you experienced this? Have you experienced this? Because banks, depending on the tenure you have chosen, it is going to pay interest. And every month I have to go to passbook, every month I have to either go online or I have to go to bank and get it entered. So for many old people, that is the pastime, right? So especially when their children are abroad, these old people, they go to bank and get bank entries. That is their favorite pastime. So I was thinking, why not the banks, anytime you open an account, but the interest will be paid only on 4 quarters. Jan 1st, April 1st, July 1st, and then September 1st. Do you think any advantage will be there because of this?
Now it is paid like that.
Huh?
Now it is paid like that.
No sir, not yet. Randomly they pay.
It's paid like that.
Which bank sir?
Majority.
Post
Because
office
it-
pays it that way, the way you are saying.
Anytime you sign up,
There are some schemes like senior citizen scheme, which will pay you once in 3 months.
Once in 3 months.
While opening, you have to mention, you have to get the interest quarterly.
yeah, when you are applying for quarterly, so if I start a FD account on 14th December, so quarterly means 3 months from now on the interest will be paid. But I was suggesting, I don't know whether some
It will not be paid like that. So it will be paid on the last day of the quarter in general. So if you are opening the 14th of the July,
no sir, I have at least 5 accounts and each one of them are paying in random. Anyhow, the point what I want to make is, I want to know whether this my idea, whether it is going to be helpful for me as well as the banker as well as for the country. Then I wanted to write a LinkedIn article. So I cannot make just assumptions and then write something. So I used Fermi method and calculated what is the amount, operation cost. So you can go to LinkedIn and find out my article. And finally arrived that total savings will be around 12,000 crores. But definitely a banker will come and dispute with me. No, it can never be. Your assumption may be wrong. So my assumption on certain lines may be wrong, but my approach may not be wrong. So the key message I want you to do is take Fermi method to arrive at numbers. If you want to develop some software, First of all, for your project estimate, you can arrive a number. And why we are talking about AI era? So you can ask AI. So I want to develop an application, right? For example, city, we have a lot of grievance, right? So corporation, we have light is not burning, water is not coming, road has got holes. I want to develop an application to track all this. So I don't know how much effort is needed. You just give one prompt, it will give. Apps like Cloud Code, it will give one prompt, it will give. Then you can also tell who all will be my consumers and how can I make profit out of this app. Who will be my target audience? It will say immediately, you have to go to corporation officer, blah, blah, blah. It will give the entire workflow. So that is the power of AI. That is the reason I am talking about this. Earlier I need to have an Excel sheet and do all the calculation, but just with the prompt I can give the almost close to realistic number. This is essential, especially when you are go for a funding. Many a time startup companies say that we have a wonderful product, I come out with 30 years of oil and gas experience, I have built put all my efforts into develop this application, but we are looking for funds, so within 3 months we will go bankrupt, so I have to pay salary for all that. Why? Because they are unable to show numbers to the investors. If you are showing numbers and if you speak confidently, why should the investor say no? The investor will immediately show, my God, you have got absolute clarity on your business model, you have absolute clarity on the numbers. Immediately he is going to dump. So whether it is 1 crore or 50 crores, depending on the use case. So numbers bring authenticity. Okay, so this one is also slightly important. So I just thought of it.
Go back to the previous slide and explain the last line, please. You think AI computes minus...
Not minus, hyphen. Fermi plus AI superpowers.
Okay.
You think computers, you can do all that whatever you know, but today with the Fermi approach and AI tools, it gives you superpower. Okay, so sorry, it is not hyphen, minus.
From here to there.
Yeah, sir.
Probably an arrow.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So the Fermi method gives structured breakdown. Here is how I calculated, you can explain, so you can tell. So a subject matter expert will say that, no, you have made assumptions, so the 10th assumption is wrong. He will also be happy that you are having clarity, but you made small mistake. But in the first case, you will say, what Baba, you are saying something which is nowhere reality. Even within organization, I remember I worked with an organization, so this boss was saying that to execute this project, he wanted $500,000. So he was asking boss approval. $500,000, it's very difficult. This is what we want to quote to the customer. Then immediately this person, the division head, he said, okay, you give me 300K, I'll finish this project in 6 months. Then immediately after sometimes he said 150K, sir, I will finish this. Then boss asked the question, hey, Gopal, you just at least take a paper and act as if you are doing some calculation. You are giving random numbers. How can I get confidence on you? So giving confidence is essential in today's world to show your authenticity, right? Okay, so there are two images here. One is called Booba and another one is called Kiki, some abstract. One is called Booba, one is called Kiki. Which one is Booba and which one is Kiki?
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I think that the first one is Kiki and the second one is Boba.
I am not asking for reason. Okay, your answer.
But actually, first one is the logo of Geo Hotstar and the second one is the logo of Claude Anthropic.
Okay. So how many of you say the first one is Booba? Don't say no for any answer. You don't raise your hand. Don't be lazy. So how many of you agree that the first one is Booba? 1, 2. Okay. How many of you say that second one is Booba? I think the rest of you all should raise your hand. I am not saying second one. Okay. So why the second one is Booba?
Because the first one was.
Okay. Madam, you also.
Kiki looks more organized. Booba looks more bubbly.
Okay, so how does it connect with the word? Shape and word?
That's not, it's shaky. So I thought Booba is slightly shaky. Kiki is more kiki. That looks more symmetrical. And star is symmetrical.
Okay. So actually there is one gentleman called Villayanur Ramachandran. Have you heard about him? Villayanur Ramachandran, VA, neuroscientist. He is an Indian who lives in US. He has done a lot of experiments related to mind, brain kind of stuff. He has done this experiment. He has shown these pictures and circulated to around 10,000 students, or when youngsters ask them which one is Booba and which one is Kiki. And immediately people selected this second one is this one as Booba, this one is Kiki. And then out of 10,000 people, 99% chose this one is Booba, this one is Kiki. And after giving the response, when people ask them, no, why do you say? I think this one, amoeba and Booba looks like same. This looks like an amoeba. So amoeba and Booba looks like same. And this also resembles like the letter B. Booba has got two B's and it looks like two B's are there. Whereas Kiki, it is trying to kick. The word itself is kicking and it also looks a spiky kind of stuff. So people started giving explanation only after 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But the moment the question was asked, within 30 seconds people answered. What is the key message here? What do you infer from this story?
Then they start thinking.
One of the questions is the way it is written on the top and the way it is shown at the bottom. Does it have any relevance or no?
No, random.
And are these any standard things internationally? This should be this and this should be this. Is it fixed?
No, sir, this is just trying to.
I understood your point, but I am trying to say if somebody writes in a normal
Yeah.
English,
So,
I write this and this.
yeah. Alignment should be there.
I write my name and my wife's name.
Correct. So some standard practices should be
It's
there.
only a doubt I have.
Yeah, it should be there. So that your communication is reaching the audience.
Suppose
You are not supposed to give explanation.
in the normal standard ways is different from what you are asking and what my question is.
Sorry, sir.
My question is, when you are trying to identify which is this, does it leave room for finding out?
No, I will come to the answer a little later. So the objective of the experiment is totally different. You said something.
No, I just want to revisit. Probably just like the letters Kiki, the first symbol is all straight lines.
K, I,
Yeah,
everything is
everything's a
straight.
straight line. Both in
Here
the
everything is
as well as
curved.
figure.
B, O, U, B, A, everything has got curved lines.
Curved lines.
Correct. So all these reasons people started giving only after 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So what is the inference of this particular story or objective?
Actually, there is one statement in this cartoon called Around the World in 80 Days. Do not jump into conclusions, or conclusions may jump on you.
Super. So I think we are also, since we are in library, we also have heard about the term. I'll tell this and then come to the conclusion of this story. So we are, all of us are familiar with this. Never judge a book by its cover. How many of you agree with that? Never judge a book by its cover. How many of you disagree with that? For both the questions, some people will never raise their hands. They are all tired or they don't want to expose themselves. So always, we keep saying in schools and debates everywhere, never judge a book. But in reality, we judge people by their appearance. We judge a book by its cover. When I go to airport and when I have 10 minutes, when I go to a bookshop, I don't have time to go through all the pages. I just see the wrapper and the blurb and the author's name. Even I am a member here, I have 5 cards, this Kottapuram library. Whenever I come here, I don't take more than 1 hour. I go to a random rack and then take a picture. I don't have time to go through that. We always judge a person by appearance. That is the reality. Most of the quotes, golden sayings, they are all to please some people who are minority, just because to give a benefit of doubt. A person may not be properly wearing dress, but he will be a greatest technical coder or a full stack developer. So just by seeing his appearance, don't discount him. So just to take care of that. But in reality, we always judge a person by his appearance because it is all in our gene. So in the AI era, so whenever you project something, whenever you talk to something, go with the proper attire, make it as a professional presentation, right? Everywhere. So not only when I say appearance, it does not include the dress. So it also, you want to say?
That's why it depends upon circumstances and scenarios. Sometimes we'll tell don't people by cover, book by cover. Sometimes we'll tell first appearance is the last appearance.
Yes. So we for every proverb, we have a counter. So we have to find out again here this is where we need to find out the difference between knowledge and wisdom, right? So this proverb, is it applicable for now or no? So otherwise, a classic example, for example, one of your relatives in ICU and the hospital staff says that by 2 o'clock our specialist will come from Delhi. He is the best person to solve your mother's case, blah 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 blah. They give a whole huge build up, and at 3 o'clock when the doctor comes here and the doctor comes with a cargo pant and then one earring and a funk hair, what will be your confidence on the doctor? So every profession has got some kind of thing, no? Basic things. You are not asked to wear rich clothes, but wear appropriate. Not only dress, the way you talk to people, punctuality, time consciousness, taking notes, sending minutes of the meeting, everywhere you have to professional, especially this is essential in the AI era. So all the soft skills, technology is taking a huge transformation. The soft skills need to go on par with that. So that is the reason I try to combine reinvention the AI era. I am not all talking about the actual technology, how this computing is happening, how this parallel processing is happening, algorithm, no way. So I am trying to focus more about the soft skill aspect. Reinventing yourself, reinventing your business, reinventing your business models. So for that I am giving all concepts. So what is one thing that you will start doing differently starting today? Word cloud, let us see. After hearing all the concepts, it is a free flow. Whatever you want, you can type in. Which school you are in?
Peace Baby KK Nagar.
So far, is it going good? You are able to comprehend? Which class?
6th.
Have you built any app? Have you built any app?
No.
From today you can do it. Go and download and it's cloud and then with the prompt you can do. What are you doing instead of knowing? Brilliant.
Why are we not seeing both the responses? There are 4, but we are seeing only one.
So people would have mentioned reinvention 2 or 3 times. But actually when more people use the same phrase, the font size should go up. Maybe small mistake, I don't know. For the 3rd time I am using my own tools in front of an audience. First time 2 weeks back I did in Indian Bank, then last week I did in college, 3rd time. So probably some flaw may be there, I don't know. I am trying to test with a real audience. Focus. Someone has said focus is going to be my differentiator. Reinvention, be creative, start, want to do something new. Reinvention, spend time to improve. MUASK. Music, okay. Brainstorming session, start making not to do list. Superb. I think many of you have got the takeaways. So all these tools I developed in one day, and one day for refining it, that's it. Within one day I developed. And today I don't subscribe to any of the other third-party tools like Kahoot, Mentimeter, no.
Is this available for others to use?
I am trying to test it fully and then probably going forward next year. So mainly for all speakers and trainers I want to offer them, because and they can put it in their own laptop and systems. They don't have to rely on external, and cost saving will be there. Second thing, dependency is also there. They can customize, and normally each one of them you have to do on the here everything you can configure. So after this particular slide I need to do that. So if you see on the left pane, it says the first one is word cloud. So all that I can do that.
But is there not something else already popular by the same name, Presto?
Yeah, I saw that some nothing to do with this concept, something maybe I think is related to sports. Now I want to rename it. When I went to Google Play Store, I found that Presto was there, but something different purpose it was there. So I want to name it as Prestos, Prestoz. I want to, still I have not yet done. Done? Everyone done? Shall we move on? So I think I have 1 or 2 slides more. Okay, the last one, takeaway. So the takeaway is also almost the same as what we have responded. So I don't think we need to do that. This also you can take a picture. So try to understand, but you don't have to go through all these courses. I honestly speaking, I have not gone through any of these courses. I try to interact with people and take oral inputs. So the oral inputs are more. Definitely this session would be giving you a lot of confidence. So check with the ChatGPT itself whether it can develop something. So I think there are some applications, they can create PowerPoint. You don't have to just give a title, it will create PowerPoint. Start doing small stuff and you don't wait for any data sets. So for example, I was not looking for a single source to build that Carnatic music sabhas. I took from Hindu paper and the respective sabhas, that's all. Don't think, many youngsters now they feel that I am looking for some data sets related to oil and gas industry, data related to electric utilities, and data sets are also available. Government of India is having a separate portal, so you can also do that. But your day-to-day activity, for example, actually the moment I signed up for $200 plan, the person who became so upset was my wife. Why? My God, almost 18,000 you want to spend. But fortunately, she is also a trainer, but totally a different subject. Then she said that I'll use your login and I'll also make use of it. And I have not taught her anything. Just by, she is doing one-to-one coaching for all the people who want some health tips. She has got some 4 or 5 modules, and then she started building her customer CRM, right? Planner. So next week 3 ladies are going to come, some people are going to take it up Zoom. So now whatever needed she has built, because main the idea is want to optimize the money we want to pay. So make use of the return on investment.
The apps you use when you develop the app, do you not get the problem of the AI populating data, fictional data? I use free versions, I don't know about paid versions, but when you create the app comes pre-populated with certain data.
Can you give an example of what domain use case?
I have done for
what problem you wanted to solve?
This was basically for rice mills or any grains processing mills where you procure grains, you input so many grains from so many traders or so many farmers, and you have a stock, and it goes through milling different stages, and you supply wheat or
AI started giving all the data.
Populating data.
So you can always clean it up and put your own data, right? So it is only suggesting. So how the data will look like. Yeah. So in my case, for example, this response or Carnatic music apps, none of them it has suggested in data. So all the data I have given. Given means I try to grab the image and drag and drop it. That's it. So not even typing or not even an Excel sheet uploading, nothing like that. So even image it can process. So in your case, probably you would have suggested some sample ideas. You can always clear it and then you can upload. So these are some of the courses. Just to go through it, you don't have to go through it. So the moment you get some kind of insight, watch it for 10-15 minutes and then start doing it. So actually, again and again, I want to reiterate, doing is more important than knowing, right? So what is the use? You complete a course and upload your certificate in LinkedIn, but if you don't have a hands-on experience. So I think we have come to close of this session. And okay, so these are all the final thoughts. Reinvention is not a destination, it is a practice, meaning never think that you have reached it, though I have shown the goal, right? But it is an ongoing process. You have to keep on doing. So the way you have worked, the way you have developed something, the way. So whatever we have discussed today, try to apply it everywhere. So don't think only, I have only mentioned AI era, not actually to develop AI application. Today we are all living in the AI era. So it means you have to be agile, you need to have passion, you need to be professional everywhere. Probably you may be an athlete and then you want to excel. So show passion there, show understand the sports related data in your fingertip and whatever required to make yourself fit, keep updated. So reinventor, a spectator, and explorer, there is a path forward. The 9% who get this will lead to the next. And the last one question I want to answer. Many people they say that AI is going to take the jobs of other people. Do you all agree? No? Yes and no?
Some yes and some no.
It will transform. The jobs will be transformed.
Skilled work will suffer. Carpenter's work, carpenter has to do.
Those who are using AI to daily job are taking the job of another guy who is not using.
Yes. So the AI is not going to take away any jobs, but people who know AI, they are going to take the jobs of others. Is it clear? So we have to go into that quadrant. So then your job is assured and secured. Then you can, at least you will be able to understand the lingo and then talk to the other people who know. Then people, okay, he knows this one, he knows this. So at least that will be the beginning, and then putting your hands dirty and then develop something. So recently one young grad, he talked to me last week. He said that he was working for a very large IT company, and he said he has been moved to bench. So I don't know, sir, people are, now I have only one option, that is to go to BPO. But the moment I go to BPO, I can never come back to IT. So that is the fate I am just thinking. Then I told him, you are 10 years you have been a computer science grad. So I gave the names of all these app, Cloud Code, and make some investment, $20. And he said he and his friend is doing part-time job, moonlighting he is doing. And he said, develop some app, don't wait for any customer input. For example, you assume something. For example, I want to develop an app for a hospital to jot down all the customer grievance, patient grievance. So assume that a hospital has got everything. Hospital has got a CRM, hospital, everything is payroll, everything is ERP, everything is taken care. So I don't know whether a patient grievance portal is there. No. You take that and then start building it. So within 2 days with your computer, 10 years of experience, you can build a portal. Like that, do. So even if some of you are in that person's mindset, then I am appealing to you. Just to develop one app in 3 days or 5 days, maximum 5 days. And then the tool itself will suggest where to put your data. So normally data, they are all stored in GitHub. Then there are real-time databases. Google is offering free real-time database. I never knew all that. So Google is giving something called Firebase. For example, whatever data you have entered, right? So it is not storing all your scores you have entered. They are not storing in my laptop. They are all stored in Google Firebase. So I came to know about all this. So do such kind of projects. Take different projects of different genre so that you get maximum experience. And within 1 month, you update your resume and then send it to your organization. Then immediately your own company will say, don't go out. Thambi Bapa, poidada. Your profile will look rich, and then you will be able to articulate because you have done that. You have done that job. You are not faking your profile. You are only enhancing it by doing and then reflecting on it. So within 1 month, you will see a tremendous difference. So that is what I suggested, and he was, first of all, he was so happy that someone has spoken very positively, because everyone was saying that avladhaan gali nee avladhaan nee edha vyavasayam panna po organic vyavasayam pannu andha mari da solliட்டு இருக்காங்க. Okay, I think we have come to almost the end of the session. So I think you have all taken the RMQ assessment. If you want, I can once again take it now and take it after a couple of weeks. You can also see the progression chart. Once again, let me show that. If you want, you can once more take and save it. Yes, you can save this. So after every 2 weeks, you make a mark and then see whether you are able to. I have just given a sample path. You will be feeling happy, right? You are making progress. Save it in your favorite. Done? If you are all part of AA club, then I will share the link also there. So Anna Library has got a AA club. So I understand around 70 members are there, and many of you would be from AA club. So if you are not yet, then you can reach out to the coordinators. They will help you to become members. There also I can share this.
But they are not sharing anything other than the announcement about these programs. I don't see any messages or.
Admin only.
Their group. Sir.
I think I've been long enough. This is more for the Anna University than you.
So it is not an open group.
Promise. I don't see, maybe I'm in the wrong group. I am part of that Anna University A group.
Admin only group, sir.
போடா ஒரு லேடி வச்சிருந்தாங்க இல்லையா ஒரு 10 15 நாளைக்கு அதில் அனௌன்ஸ்மெண்ட் இருந்தது அப்புறம் சார் ப்ரோக்ராமுக்கு அனௌன்ஸ்மெண்ட் இருந்தது நடுவில் புதுசு நிறைய பேர் சேர்த்துருக்காங்கன்னு வந்து தவிர இப்போ சார் ப்ராமிஸ் பண்ண மாதிரி இந்த லேடி நிறைய ப்ராமிஸ் பண்ணாங்க ஷேர் பண்ணிக்குவோம் அப்படின்னு அந்த கான்டாக்ட் எதுவும் எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு வரல.
You can talk to him offline.
Thank you.
These are my coordinates, my website. Website is currently not working. You can connect with me in LinkedIn, Sundar Speaks. That is. And then I have a newsletter, Reinvention in the AI era. You can also subscribe as on date. Last 2 weeks, 1,883 people have subscribed. And many of them, they are all CEOs and CTOs. And the moment they all join, then now I feel a little nervous, right? So whatever I share now, it should be authentic and it should be flawless. So a lot of CEOs and CTOs they have joined. Now the last response, we can also give feedback here. Yes, you can give feedback here about today's session, and parallelly if you want to share today's session, you can take the mic and share. Sir, mic. Table கூட இருக்கு, நீங்க பட்டனை பிரஸ் பண்ணி பேசலாம். So you can get a feeling of speaking in parliament or assembly. So rarely you get opportunity. The mic press பண்ணி பேசு. The light மட்டும் glow ஆகுதுன்னு பாத்துங்க. Yes sir. You can introduce yourself quickly, name and profession.
Yeah, my name is K.S. Patil. First of all, thank you for the fine presentation. I am a mechanical engineer by profession. AI, of course, has been quite interesting. One of the basic questions I want to ask you is, you talk about knowledge and wisdom. AI is what?
AI is a collection of wisdom from multiple sources. Right?
I don't know, I want you to think over before telling me that, because I want to be understanding.
No,
that clearly.
I'll probably impromptu I can answer.
Okay, I'll give you the extension of that question. What is AI without any application and without any core knowledge? Is there anything for AI without any application, without any core knowledge? I mean, it's my doubt, because I am mechanical, maybe I'm not able to grasp the whole thing. Because this we have been seeing for many years now, and with a different name it's being used. I mean, there are definitely benefits of that. So the first part of it is knowledge or wisdom, and second, is there an application without a core?
I'll answer, sir. So basically, right now it is a knowledge repository of all domain. I think companies like Anthropic, Google, and ChatGPT, many people have put in efforts and do that. The moment you start asking prompting and then develop application, then it becomes wisdom. So to make it wisdom, it is in your hands. So this is my offline response, on the spot response. Anyone else?
Hi.
So you can switch. Yes.
Hi, I'm Celestine.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Will AI increase corruption? Because previously humans needed each other, so there were some checks and balances. Now with giving a lot of power to a single person, can AI actually increase corruption?
Yeah, maybe I'll not answer you directly, but I'll talk something else which I have not covered. One is when the development of AI, ethics is going to be playing a huge role, ethics, because you can easily morph someone's video, and I think many of you would have seen that Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman speaking for a particular company, asking people to make investment. They are all fake videos. So with AI, you can easily do that. So that is where corporate, they need to be very, very careful in deploying it and take into consideration. I'll give one classic example what I faced. Actually the feedback, so one line feedback people are giving right now. So same I wanted to test, so and I wanted to give multiple responses. I said excellent, then okay session, poor, then I said professional, something like that. So certain words when I entered, it was not all accepting. I was wondering what went wrong. Then again I cut paste that screen and then put it in Cloud Code, and I was asking what is that. Then it said it is all because of the profanity filter. Have you heard about this called profanity filter?
Unacceptable words will be.
Yeah, certain unacceptable words should not be counted. For example, in the professional, right? So there is a word, 3-letter word, ASS. So it was thinking that it is a bad word and it was not accepting it. Then I realized, so probably no, then I had to go and make modification saying that if only the 3-letter word is used, you should not accept it. Otherwise, if it is coming part of that word, then you have to accept it. So I am not answering your direct question. So AA is going to play the people can misuse AA to a great extent, and already many people are talking about the honesty and integrity and the ethics part of it. But as a user, we should also take care. Definitely, a lot of frauds can happen, and we can make it realistic, right? We are all familiar with the cyber arrest, right? People say that someone is coming in video and saying that you will be arrested in next few days or something like that, no? So definitely all this will happen, but these teething troubles will be taken care of going forward. I am positive about it. Any other feedback? Yes, ma'am. Can you have mic or no? AI overpower AI? Or augmented reality? Now, augmented reality can leverage AI. So basically, to give perspective, AR in industries, augmented reality means you are trying to add on values. For example, when I go to a refinery, I want to go to field and take maintenance of a pump, right? From the field, I may require for some information. I have to come back to the drawing room and then look for some pump related components, who has supplied it and when was the last maintenance done. But with the AR, what you can do is you can put a QR code and fix it on the equipment, and you take a tablet and then show it on that, immediately all records, whatever you want. P&I, process flow diagram, engineering, operating procedure, everything, whatever you want, you can do that. So I don't, right now I am unable to connect between the two, so I don't think it can overpower. So probably AI can enhance more AR capabilities. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
With your permission, I would like to add to that question. In my perspective, AR can be a useful input to AI for overall troubleshooting the scenario itself. Because giving a prompt of the physical condition of equipment or a piece of equipment or a panel board could be very difficult in terms of text input. But if you can give the video or a picture as an input, and if AI is truly wired with that knowledge base, it could be a useful input.
One more simple use case I'll tell AR. So I think many of you would have visited Chennai Book Fair, and their stall is selling a huge roll of pictures. You can put that pictures in your wall. You can put it with the stickers, especially when you have kids. So what you are, the children can color it, and the moment you download an app and then show that particular scan image, then in your mobile it will start dancing. A parrot or a bird or animal will start dying. But to do that, they would have done some kind of coding, right? Probably going forward, without any hard coding that object, automatically AI can do it. So that is, I am thinking, future use case may be like that. You don't have to put in efforts for every picture. I need to have one link that will get activated, one video or multimedia will get activated. I don't have to do that. Probably by seeing the picture, automatically you can have a different program in AI part. So you don't have to do the actual embedded. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
First of all, thank you for the wonderful session. The key takeaway for me is today I am going to make not to do list especially.
Thank you.
That is one good takeaway. Another thing I wanted to tell is like, if you compare AI generation with the pre-computerized era, like when people used to do work manually, we came into computerized era, there is no way going forward, going backward.
Yes.
Similarly, we have to cross this sea.
pass through the AI. But since information is available to multiple people, do we have any framework or something like in Google or Microsoft? They have a lot of information which is easily available to the wrongdoers. So any framework, something is there like what information should be available, so that it should not be a learning ground for the fraudsters to propel.
I think all these are emerging, so I'm not confident enough to respond to your question. I think slowly all are emerging, the standards and kind of stuff. One group of people while working on technology, other side people are working for the corporate governance and the civic governance, all that ethics part of it. I think people are working on it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I just read recently Indian Standards is coming with some guidelines for AI.
Okay.
Bureau of Indian Standards.
I don't know. So I don't know whether they can cover the entire gamut of industry. We don't know this.
At least some beginning is there.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, ma'am. Yes, done.
Okay. I have two areas in which a different point of view is there, different perspective.
Solunga, solunga.
Okay, we should not get offended.
No, go ahead. It is a brainstorming session.
Okay, they get offended. So I don't want to offend. I have learned a lot from the session, but I'm just giving a different point of view. இப்போ அந்த tomato சொன்னீங்க, அதில் வந்து நீங்க knowledge and wisdom அது ரெண்டு தான் பார்க்குறீங்க. But there is another one thing called imagination and intelligence. நீங்க சொன்னீங்க tomato is a fruit also, but அது போடலாமா வேணாமா சந்தேகம் இருக்கு. அந்த டைம்ல போடாம இருக்கிறது wisdom. பட் நான் நினைக்கிற intelligence போடணும். போட்டுட்டு புது tomato salad பண்ணணும்.
Absolutely. I just used all this as metaphors because metaphors are easy to remember. Suppose நான் இதை சொல்லாமல் வெறும் knowledge இதை பற்றி சொல்லியிருந்தேன்னா ஏதோ கியான் கதை அடிச்சிட்டு இருக்கா அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி தெரியும். Most of the forwards are like that. The moment you try to bring in analogy or some story behind it, people are easy to only that person. So we can never say no. So if a tomato is that, then what is the seed of the tomato? How will you compare? So we can keep on. If you can come out with a different, if you want to extrapolate it, definitely you can go ahead. Yeah, you can also say that knowing knowledge is, knowing tomato is fruit is knowledge, and not to put it in a salad is wisdom, but putting it in salad is dash dash. You can correlate, you can come out with extrapolation. Yes.
One is that. Second is AI is depending on subtle differences சொல்லிருக்கீங்க. There is
இல்லை ஏஐ இல்லை. If you know the subtle difference, you are confident and you are able to, you will be clear in your clarity, you will have clarity in communication. ஏஐக்கு அதுக்கு இல்லை.
Okay, finally, you can be a master if you know the subtle differences. Right?
Not a master, attempt to going towards mastery.
Okay.
Attempt, that's
All right. Whatever it is, subtle differences depend பண்ணி தான் இந்த full tool இருக்கு. But நம்மளோட இது படி you have to find unity.
like this is nothing against unity. It is nothing against unity.
நீங்க ஜாங்கிரில ஜிலேபியை பார்த்துட்டு ஜிலேபியில ஜாங்கிரியை பார்த்தது தான்
இல்லை மேடம், இது வந்து just a metaphorical example அவ்வளோதான். So we can keep on debating in multiple perspective. I am not getting offended. You can define it in our own way. I am just giving an example so that you remember it, right? So when you know the difference between two things, for example, whenever I go to bank, I ask them, so what is the difference between amortization and hypothecation? And if they are able to tell, I don't have any banking background, if they are able to tell for a lay person like me who doesn't have a bank knowledge, I give them thumbs up. Yes, you are able to make things clearer to me. So same way you should also be able to give clarity to your children or neighborhood. So அந்த clarity வேணும், அதுக்காக தான் சொன்னது.
நான் என்ன சொல்றேன்னா whether artificial intelligence can be used to create this unity.
Right now I am unable to comprehend and then give a response. Yeah. இல்லை இது வந்து இங்கே வந்து டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் அண்ட் டைவர்சிட்டி அண்ட் இன்டெகிரிட்டி பற்றி நம்ம ஒன்றுமே பேசலை. யூ ஆர் டாக்கிங் அபவுட் டெக்னாலஜி அண்ட் மைண்ட் செட் பற்றி தான் பேசிட்டு இருக்கோம். ரைட் நோ ஐ டோன்ட் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட்.
And then creativity, number 3. It is actually it will not like Google. It is actually a creative canvas. We put it. But in a studio Ghibli ஓட இதுல வந்து Miyazaki ஓட work அது வந்து is phenomenal work. அது வந்து within 1 minute இவங்க மாற்றுறது அது எப்படி intelligence ஆகும்?
Now I am not talking about stealing IPs, right? So for example, my Isai Pro app, if you see the very first version, I just give one prompt and it gave totally, it is no way connected with today's session. So using my creativity by seeing it, right? So The AI is helping me to increase my creativity, and today it has come out phenomenally well. So you can filter and multiple categories. I want to attend only Bombay Jersey, then you just click a filter and then immediately it will generate a graphics, image. That image you can share it with your own WhatsApp. And you can forward. So for example, if you are all Bombay Jersey fans, you can forward to yours. Or I want to attend only on a particular day, any category. So all this happened only after 11 days. So the very first day it was very raw. Thank you sir. Thank you all, thank you for your interactive session. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you, sir. That's fantastic.
Sorry, Nangundian.
Kamalakannan.
நீங்கள் இந்த இதில் இருக்கீங்களா
ஆட்டோமேட்டிக் ப்ராக்டிஸில் இருந்தேன்
இல்லை இப்போ
லிங்க்டின்
ex-Deccan people, they have, were you any time with Sriram's group? Or?
I was with Alok Palsikar.
Okay.
Alok Palsikar was my boss. R.K. Swami was my client.
Okay.
And we were heading the consulting.
Sriram Thriyilla? Sriram has started a group, Musketeers. Oh. 30-40 people are there. So we are all talking about AI and other technology. WhatsApp group.
Sriram is now retired, right?
Retired. 2 months back.
We know each other, but I'm not in that group and I was not in this team.
R.K. Swami also I know. So I met him very recently.
Oh.
All concerts.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So nice, fantastic session. We'll be in touch.
KS Patil.
Connect with me at LinkedIn. Connect with me. Did I answer your question partially?